starting.
We're recording.
We're recording. Yeah.
So welcome to Crash Out Alchemy, where you just missed a crash out.
Yeah, right.
Or about to see one. I don't know.
We're really trying here to get through this Mercury retrograde. So this is our fourth time, and maybe you'll get something, and maybe you won't. No one might ever see this.
Right. Exactly. Let's see. What does a crash out mean to you? We're starting with, this is our start over. We're trying to introduce you guys to who we are. We can add the disclaimer of what we're not at the beginning this time, which is we're not a replacement for any medical advice. We are not your doctors. We are not your therapists. We are, I don't know, we're your friends.
Yeah, we're just your friends who are here to entertain you more than anything. While we also talk about real deep shit and how we've processed it and the tools that we have in our toolbox these days to help process life. We live in a really weird, intense world, and we need all the coping mechanisms that we can possibly have.
Yeah.
Ways to explain things maybe outside of the norm. We're both pretty woo, so that's the direction we're going here.
Yeah, definitely woo. I don't know. I feel like it's important for people to understand, not everyone might agree that these versions of us are our best versions, but I feel like it is. I think this is the happiest and the most peaceful relationship I've had with myself, with my meat suit, with my mind, with my situation, with everything. I feel like I finally reached, despite all the chaos, I finally reached a really good place, and enough that other people have noticed, so it just feels worth sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
But the crash out part, as to what crash out means, I have lived a big, messy, out loud life, and I have my explosions, my implosions have all been relatively public. I haven't ever had the privilege of just an internal dilemma. It's always been, on Front Street. So that's my experience with the crash out part.
Yeah, I've fallen on my face so many times, publicly and privately. They always, even if they're private, they feel public. I'm always feel like I'm naked, and everyone can just see my entire life story and the shame. But yeah, I think the word crash out for me is me taking my power back from that word. That I've fallen down and I always get back up. And by me owning the messy parts of my life just makes me feel way more confident. I just, like you said, I'm the most confident version of myself that I've ever been. And I've got some tools that I've picked up along the way to help alchemize those situations. In my work, we talk a lot about, not just clearing blockages or distortions of the ways that we think or patterns of behavior that we have, but that we transform them. And that is the word for alchemy, is to take something and transform it into something else. The word transformation to me, or alchemy, feels better than cleared.
Yeah.
Because cleared makes it seem like it was a problem. And I don't know that it was. I think all of this had so much purpose.
Yes.
That it just needed to be transformed.
Yeah. I think too, it has a purpose. I can now, I think if I was in the situation again, I would probably think this version of me saying it was all worth it, because would be like, we could have probably landed a little softer.
Right.
And that's probably true, but I'm really proud of the fact that at this point, I feel like I have failed forward. I might have crashed out and blew up a whole life. But the privilege on the other side of that was I got to choose what life I rebuilt and then tore down again, because I've lived several incarnations, and even that part makes me happy because it's not boring. I didn't come here to be boring.
What Abraham Hicks says, you didn't come here to land in a feathered nest bed. But we really get sold that idea of just be as comfortable as possible, especially as Americans, just be as comfortable as possible.
Lapdogs.
Yeah.
We're very housebroken.
Right.
We're very, very comfortable.
And that's a sign of success.
Stagnation is a sign. That was the hearing other people's definition of success and seeing it stack up next to what I consider success has been eye-opening, because I've seen people look at a 50 plus year marriage and say, oh my gosh, they stayed together for so long. Yay, what a successful marriage.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No. It was not, by my definition, of what I would consider a successful relationship. Just sticking next to somebody for 50 some years and not doing any growth work or any healing work or any actual anything kind of work is not what I consider success. So yeah, staying at a job that you hate for X amount of years until you retire may not be for everyone to have lots of big changes, but I have a feeling that people that like stagnation and not big changes are not going to be drawn to this. We're not your flavor. So, I mean,
they probably won't even find it.
Yes. Decenter yourself and feel free to just say this isn't for me and move on. We won't hurt our feelings, not even a little bit. It's not. I've never been that interested in being palatable to everybody, though. I mean, like, even in my crash out phases, I don't think I was ever trying to appeal to the masses. Like, I've always known I was a peculiar person, or maybe it's because I've been told that I was just weird and odd and different, which
alien,
Aquarian, and then the projector layer being added onto it. Joan knows, she's an expert in human design, which I'm trying to learn, and learning about being a projector, that put a whole new lens on things for me, for sure. But yeah, being a weirdo, I don't know, it's a lane I've been in for a long time, so that one doesn't hurt my feelings.
Right. I think I'm the opposite, but I'm getting there. Like, I think historically I always blame it on so much Libra, but so much people pleaser in me that it felt really unsafe to not have every single person in the world like me, even though I would hear that phrase of like, well, you don't like everyone, how can you expect? I'd be like, right, except for me. And I need everybody to like me, even though I won't like everybody, you know?
Yes.
So
yeah.
I'm still working on that for sure, which I think even this podcast and what it might alchemize into will be good for me to be able to to have an opinion.
Yeah, and to be firm on it too. Right. Even if it's I mean, like, do you know how many wrong opinions I've had and had to circle back around to? And I will in this too. I will change. Sure. This is who I am today. By the way, you guys are meeting who I am today. Part of being the alien, whatever, I am surrounded by Libras. Joan is a Libra. My husband's a Libra. Mother, sister, several people. Like, we just did rock and roll camp for girls. Was it 2 weeks ago? There were a couple more people that they were Libras, and I was like, the band coach that I was with, Jamie. Yeah. I pegged her as a Leo and she was like, I'm a Leo rising, which, by the way, woo, welcome to the astrological woo-woo moment. But she said that she's a Libra. So I relate to your need for balance. I don't really have that a whole lot, but I get it. Yeah. I mean, I understand it. It'd be nice. Like, I would love for things to always be equal and good, but it hasn't ever been my motivator. Right. Like, that wasn't ever my
that makes sense.
But yes. I don't know. I saw you.
No, I know. Is there anything else that we can kind of expect to come out of this?
Well, I think it's going to be a whole lot of awkward, fumbly bumbly, like that moment that you've just witnessed, but of us trying to figure out a way to be as real as possible, because Joan and I are both fairly introverted extroverts. Like, I'm not real sure if I'm an extroverted introvert or an introverted extrovert, because it depends on the day. When I've spent so many years standing behind a chair and just being a bit of a performer there, that I can slip into that really easily. And I'm trying not to do that here and not just be the Denise show, because it can happen. But
it's a song and dance.
Yes, turn into the
So now I can't remember if we've said that on this recording
I
or
was
the
just gonna
one
say,
previously that effed up, but we're both hairdressers. We're
yeah,
both yogis. That's how we
yes.
met in Oklahoma City, was through the hair world. And then I started putting some stuff out there, right, about human design, and we kind of reconnected.
That was the EFT tapping thing was the
Mm.
first thing that I think I saw that I was like, right, you had done a class? Or was it,
Maybe.
I feel like that was the first thing, which was great. I mean, like that's also been a game changer. The tapping has been like such a great modality for me and an easy way for me to show other people. Well, here, let's just,
Yeah.
and
Just
I'm
do
not
it. Yeah.
as good as the script part as what Joan is, but
We'll do an episode later just on tapping.
yes, for sure. And we'll do an energy matrix.
Yeah, we're going to do a session live in front of you guys so
Yeah.
that you can kind of see what that looks like, practically speaking.
And I am trying to not repeat something that we've already said in this version. Mercury is retrograding so fucking hard right now that I can't remember what we recorded last time on the first attempt too, but and there was a point that I was trying to make about, I don't even remember now. Crash out right here live.
Right. Yeah. Well, tell us just a little bit more about you.
Let's see. Okay, well, historically, a hairstylist, a yogi. I was telling Barrett the other day, I don't exactly remember when we met. Like, I don't remember.
I think it was the teacher training. I'm sure I've maybe been around you in classes and stuff before, but I
Well,
don't know that we ever like met.
I was because first of all, in Oklahoma, small, and then Hair World is a small orbit, and we've both done hair for a really long time,
Mm-hmm.
and then Yogi World is an even smaller. But we met for sure at a place that Joan used to teach, and I was going to do yoga teacher training through, which talk about that was a learning experience for me. I had never been, I'm just going to say mean girled before, but
Yeah.
in a setting that was probably the last time I remember being just okay. This person doesn't like me. This is a personality conflict. This person does not like me. And to my knowledge, I don't think I've actually done anything, so this isn't mine. I mean, like that was the
Right.
only conclusion that I could come to with that, but I think that's how we met. So, hairstylist, yogi. I consider myself a newlywed, but I mean, Barrett and I've been together. We've been married for going on 5 years now, and we've been together for 10. But I feel like I'm safe to do the whole alchemy part of the crash out is because this is probably the best part of my life.
Mm.
I mean, like, I wouldn't have put any other part of my life as an example of this is where I came from, this is how I got here, this is where I'm at now, kind of thing. I might have thought that, but I think also I at the heart of it, I would have known, girl, you're messy. Like, you can put on a good show, but behind the scenes, if anybody was to scratch the surface a little bit, they would see, oh, she's a mess. And I think that the irony is if anybody was to take an outside assessment of my life right now, they would probably think I was a mess. I mean,
Really?
I think well, judging by okay, so number one, we're in our bus right now. So my husband and I live, and our dog, who's snoring over here, live in a 37-foot bus RV. My husband's almost all the way through a nursing degree where he's becoming a oncology nurse. And our goal is to do like to travel. And I actually was going to do nursing with him too. And then in the whole testing phases, all the stuff that you have to do to get a 50-year-old person back into college, I was just like, oh, shit. I just to take the TEAS test, which is one of the tests you have to take to see if you can get into a nursing program, that was enough to give me a nervous breakdown. That's when I had to pivot and say, probably not going to get a nursing degree. So I am, well, I'm in a cocoon phase on what I am. I'm still doing hair, but only part time. I'm not teaching yoga, but I do so much of it. It's my,
That's what I've learned. If you want to keep doing yoga, don't teach.
thank you. Teaching yoga is the fastest way to hate doing yoga, yeah. I think. I'm sorry to yoga instructors, right. And thank you for teaching yoga because
I don't want to.
I don't like it. I don't like it. In fact, I don't like teaching.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like holding the seat of the teacher. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when that question started coming up whenever I started teacher training, and then when I finished teacher training online, that they put so much importance on it.
Yeah.
And I'm a guide, but I don't want to lead. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I like to, I will guide, I will hold
You're
your
the
hand. Yeah.
like, yeah, you're a projector. You're the director. You can see what pieces need to move where.
And I think I will probably maybe shift into where I will feel more comfortable, because a long time ago, I've been told that I should teach or that I should lead forever. And Barrett calls me the reluctant matriarch because I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be, and I think it comes from feeling overly responsible for so long.
Sure.
And being parentified and
Mhm.
all of that. Fuck that. I don't. So when I feel that being projected at me, I
Yeah.
will run so far away.
I
So,
need freedom.
yes, and I'm gonna. Yeah, I never want to be. I always want to be the princess and not the queen, because being the queen comes with a title and a job, and the princess just gets to wear the crown and throw parties or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was born the queen. Like, I feel like I was born into that energy. I don't like it. It sucks. Anyway,
What else are you?
what else am I? Well, I'm an alien Aquarius weirdo, a projector. We've said that. A mom. I'm a grandma. A chicken raiser now.
Horse whisperer.
A horse whisperer. A horse whisperer is new. When I was little, our next door neighbors growing up had horses, and so they had a couple of horses that they had around a lot. And I remember being bucked off of one of them that lived to be for like forever old. I remember when this horse even died, which is weird. But anyway, I got bucked off and everybody thought that I was going to be hurt. And then that horse put its hoof on me, what looked like it was stepping on me.
Right.
But it wasn't. I was laying on the ground and I was crying because I was hurt. He was just kind of holding me down, but to my parents looked like I was being crushed by a horse. Anyway, I wasn't scared. I was actually hurt, but I wasn't scared. And then for the longest time, I just hadn't been around horses until we moved where we are now, which is in a bus next to these three horses that we've adopted one another. So I've just renamed them and they're mine now.
It's so sweet. They come to the fence as soon as she's out there.
Yeah.
She's a horse whisperer.
Oh, they will sense. Let's talk about woo, but I mean, they can be clear. As I pull my own hair, they can be clear on the other end of the field, and I walk out there and I will see them whip their heads around. So I don't know if it's a smell, a vibe, or whatever,
Yeah,
but
all of it.
I feel like a Disney princess in this little.
Don't they have Disney princess names?
Yeah, that's Ariel, Fiona. Oh my gosh. Jasmine. Yes, I don't know why I blinked on poor Jasmine. But saying that from the outside looking in, that people would think that my life was messy. I mean, when you're in your 50s and you and your husband and your dog are living in a bus, people are just like, wait a minute, what? You're living in a bus? This is my favorite place that we've lived together. But we sold our house and we have made our little footprint as small as possible so that once we are finished with his nursing school, we can go on walkabout and whatever that looks like or means. Is it just timing out? I don't see the number ticking.